Good afternoon, friends. So let us start with the first topic, that's percentages. Now I'm going to explain you a few topics in percentages, and I'm going to explain you about a few tricks that will be helpful for you in solving the problems that you get in percentages. So let's jump into the topic. So what do you mean by percentage? Percent means 100. First and the foremost thing that you need to learn in percentages is conversion of percentages. First thing, converting the percentages into decimal value. The first thing that we have here is 25%. So how to convert 25% into a decimal value? So now let us have a look at 25% can be written as 25 by 100, which is equivalent to 0.25 or 1 by 4. So 0.25 is the decimal value of 25%. Now 40%. So 40% can be written as 40 by 100. It's 0.4, and when you convert it into fractions, you'll be getting 2 by 5. So 40% decimal value is 0.4 or 2 by 5. Now let us have a look at other two examples. So 250% can be written as 250 by 100, and it is also written as 2 by 5 or 5 by 2. So at this point of time, let me tell you that most of the people will be having a misconception that they will be thinking, can we have a value, can the percentage value be greater than 100? Let me tell you that you can have a value, or a percentage value for a given number can be greater than 100. Here is the example, 250%. Okay, so now let's jump into another topic, which is nothing but conversion of decimal value into percentage. Previously we have looked at how to convert percentages into decimal. Now we are going to look at how to convert decimal into percentage. Now 0.35 is the decimal value. If you want to convert it into percentage, what you have to do is like 35 by 100, that is nothing but 35%. Now the best thing that I can give you is like, the only thing that you need to do is move the decimal value 2 times onto the right side. That is nothing but here, you look at here, 0.35. If you move the decimal value twice towards the right side, you will be getting 35%. So that's how you convert decimal value into percentage. So now let us look at this, 1 by 4, which is equivalent to 0.25. So when you convert 0.25 into percentage, you will be getting 25%. Okay, so this is how you convert percentages into decimal and decimal into percentage. Now these two tips are very important for you to solve the percentage sum. Now if a number is decreased by a certain value, subtract the percentage value from 1. So now I am going to explain you how to do that. So let us assume that a number is decreased by 20%, then its value would be, so what you have to do is like 20% is the value that he has given here. So if we convert 20% into decimal value, it would be 0.2. So what you have to do is like subtract 1 from 0.2. So 1 minus 0.2 would be 0.8. So in order to get more clarity, let's look at an example. So let us assume that a number 60 is reduced by 20%. So what would be its value? As I've already told you, if a number is decreased, what you have to do, you have to convert the percentage value into its equivalent decimal form. So 1 minus 0.2 would be 0.8. Now if we want to find out the value which is obtained after decreasing 60 by 20%, what you have to do is like you have to multiply 0.8 with 60. You'll be getting 48. Now let us have a look at the other example. 60 is decreased by 45%. So what would be its value? So now 45%, you have to convert it into its decimal value. It would be 0.45. Since the value is decreased, you have to subtract it from 1. So it would be 1 minus 0.45. The resultant value would be 0.55. So when you multiply this 0.55 to 60, you will be getting the resultant value. Okay, so this is how you get the value when a particular value is decreased by certain percentage. Now let us look at the scenario wherein the percentage would be increased. In such cases, what you have to do is like you have to add the percentage value to 1. In the case of decrease, you have to subtract the value from 1, whereas in the case of increase, you have to add the value to 1. So now, let us have a look at an example. If a number is increased by 20%, then its value would be 1 plus 0.2. Since 20% equivalent decimal value is 0.2, what you have to do is like add 1 to 0.2, the value would be 1.2. Now, let us have a look at another example. If 60 is increased by 20%, what would be its resultant value? So, as I've already told you, if we are going for the increase, you have to add that value to 1. Here, 20% is increased. So, what you have to do is like, you have to add 20% decimal value. So, it's 1 plus 0.2, you will be getting 1.2. You have to multiply this 1.2 with 60 in order to get the resultant value. Value is 1.2 into 60, that's 72%. Now, let us have a look at the other example in order to get the clarity. Now, if 60 is increased by 45%, what would be the resultant value? As I've already told you, since the value is getting increased, you have to add 1 to the value that is getting increased. So 1 plus 45% equivalent decimal value is 0.5. You will be getting 1 plus 0.5, that would be 1.45. So in order to get the resultant value, what we have to do is like we have to multiply 1.45 to 60. That would be 1.45 into 60, that would be 87. Okay, fine. So this is how we have to do. Let us have a recap. If a number is increased by certain percentage, what we have to do is like we have to add. If a number is increased by 20%, the resultant value would be 1 plus 0.2. And similarly, if a number is decreased by 20%, the value would be 1 minus 0.2, that would be 0.8. If you multiply this value with the number given, you will be getting the required answer. Okay, so this is one tip that I can give you, and this is one tip that will be very useful for you. So now let's jump into the few examples. Okay, so what has he given here? What did he give here? So he was asking what is 45% of 200. So how you can solve this? Here you go. 0.45% will be 0.45 into 200 will give you the required answer, that is nothing but 90. And the next question is, what 90 is 45% of what number? So this is how you can frame the question. 90 is equal to 0.45 into x. He is asking for the x value, so you can just cross multiply it in order to get the required result. Last, 90 is what percent of 200? So he is asking this question in a different way. 90 is equal to x into 200. So he is asking for the value of x. So the value will be x is equal to 90 by 200, that would be 0.45 is the decimal form, and its equivalent percentage would be 45%. That's it. Now let us have a look at another example. This is what he gave. In this example, what he is asking is stating that Charlie gave 20% of his baseball cards to Kenny and 15% to Polly. If he still had 520 cards, how many did he have originally? So let us look how we can solve this problem. So Charlie gave 0.2 cards to, like 20% of his cards to Kenny, so that would be 0.2, and 15% of his cards to Polly, that would be 0.15, and the resultant would be 0.35. Okay, so 0.35. So when you subtract the 0.35 from 1, you will be getting 0.65. So what he gave in the question is, he was left with 520 cards, which means 0.65% of a particular number is equal to 520. We have to find that x in order to get the number of cards that Charlie had. So how can we get it? Simple. You just send 65 here. You will be getting x is equal to 520 by 0.65, that is 800. That's it. Now let us have a look at another example. Okay. So here, after Ruth gave 110 baseball cards to Allison and 75 cards to Suzanne, she still had 315 cards left. What percent of her cards did Ruth give away? So this is a question. So first of all we need to find the total number of cards Ruth had. So 110 plus 75 plus 315 will be equal to 500. In the question he gave 110 cards to Allison and 75 to Susan. So the total would be 185. And in the question is asking what percent of the cards did he give away. So the answer would be 185 by 500 into 100. That's 35% of the cards is what he gave away. Now let us have a look at another example. So in this question he gave in 1985 populations of town A and town B are the same. From 1985 to 1995 the population of town A increased by 100% while the population of town B decreased by 60%. In 1995 the population of town B is what percent of population of town A? So in such cases what we do is like we'll be assuming a value and then we'll be calculating the required answer. So the best thing that we can do is like we'll be assuming a round value which could be either 10 or 100 or it could be even 1000, and the best thing that we can assume is 100. Let us assume that initial value of town A is 100. After increase, and like town A increased by 60%. So 60% of 100 would obviously be 60 and the total would be 160. At the same time the town B population decreased by 60%. So what we have to do is now is subtract 60 from 100, which will be getting 40. And what he asked in the question was, he was asking us to find population of town B is what percent of population of town A. So the answer would be 40 by 160 into 100, which is nothing but 25%. This is how we have to solve this question. So now let us have a look at another question. So what he gave here is Sally and Heidi were both hired in January at the same salary. Sally got 240% increases in July and November, whereas Heidi got 90% increase in November. So as I've already told you, since there is a 90% increase, what we have to do is like add 90, which is nothing but 0.9 to 1, which would be getting 1.9. And now whereas Sally got 240% increments, that's 1.4 into 1.4, that would be 1.96. So from comparing these two values, we can get Sally has more salary when compared to Heidi. There is one mistake that most of the students do here. What they do is like they will be adding 40 plus 40 and they would be getting 80. They will be comparing 80 and 90 and they would say that Heidi has more salary. That's the mistake that most of the people do. So what you have to do here is you have to multiply. You should not add, since incremented twice, 2 times, one after the other. So you should not add here, whereas you have to multiply. Now let us have a look at another question. In January, value of a stock increased by 25% and in February decreased by 20%. So how did the value of stock at the end of February compare to the value at the beginning of February? So what happened is like first it got increased by 25%. So the value would be 1.25, as I have already told you earlier, would be 1 plus 0.5, that would be 1.25. So when you, after February it decreased by 20%, that would be 0.8, that is nothing but 1 minus 0.2. Now the resultant value would be multiplying these two, we'll be getting 1. So the value is same. So there is no change, since if you increase the value by 25% and then if you decrease it by 20%, the value would be same. So that's the answer. Now let us have a look at another question. From 1989 to 1990, the number of applicants to a college increased by 15% to 50-60. How many applicants were there in 1989? So what he gave here is a number of students in 1989 was some X. These X number of people, when they are increased by 15%, they become 50-60. We have to find the value of X. So how can we solve this? It's very simple. As I have already told you, since the value is increased, you have to add it. So it would be 1 plus 0.15. Since 15% can be written as 0.15. 1.15 into x is 5060. X would be 5060 by 1.15. That would be 4400. That's it. Now, let us have a look at a sum. So this is one sum that you get quite often when you go for quantity to comparison questions, wherein you will be given options like quantity A is greater or quantity B is greater, or both are same, or whether you can determine the answer or not. So in the column A, he has given that a number x is increased by 20%, then it is decreased by 40%, and then it is increased by 30%. The same number is increased by 30%, decreased by 40%, and then increased by 20%. So what you have to do? First thing that you can do is like, yeah, you can assume a value and then you can do all these calculations, but that's a time waste. Let me tell you a tip. So here the numbers present are 20, 40 and 30. The same numbers are present here. And now let us look at what is happening. 20 is increasing here and 20 is also increasing here. 40 is decreasing here and 40 is decreasing here. 30 is increasing here and 30 is increasing here. So the resultant value would be same. We need not calculate it. Now let us have a look at the different scenario. A number is increased by 20% and decreased by 40%, whereas a number is increased by 40% and decreased by 20%. Even though the numbers appearing here in column A and column B are same, but when you look and observe closely, you find that 20% is increasing here, whereas 20% is getting decreased here. So you need to calculate in order to get the answer. Whereas if you look at here in the above question, 20% is increasing here and 20 is increasing here. 40 is decreasing and 40 is also decreasing, and 30 is decreasing and 30 is increasing. So you need not do any sort of calculations here. Now let us have a look at another example. Look, in this column 20% is increasing, 40 is increasing and 30 is decreasing. Here we totally have a different set of numbers. So what you have to do is like you have to calculate it. In most of the cases you will be given the same numbers on both the sides, and same amount of increase or decrease will be there. So make sure that you observe it. Now this is the last step as far as percentages are concerned. If a particular number is increased by p by q times, to bring it back to the original value, the value should be reduced by p by q plus 1. So you might be getting confused. What is this step? How can we use this step? Let me give you an example. If a sugar price goes up by 25%, how much percent the consumption should be reduced such that expenditure will be the same? So what he gave here is the sugar price has gone up by 25%. 25 would be 1 by 5, so 25%. So 25 by 100, which is equivalent to 1 by 4. So let's compare this with this form. So you will be getting p is equal to 1 and q is equal to 4. In order to find the original value, what we have to do, we have to decrease it by p by q plus 1. That would be 25. 1 by 5, that would be 20% reduction. So what is that? The sugar price has gone up by 25%. In order to make sure that our expenditure does not exceed, we have to reduce the sugar consumption by 20%. This is what he has asked. Now, similarly, if a number is decreased by p by q times, to bring it back to the original value, what you have to do is like you have to increase it by p by q minus 1. Okay? Hope you love the session. Please make sure that you press the subscribe button, and please post your comments and ask for more videos. Thank you. Have a good day.